I am so fucking excited to tell you that my movie, The Machine, will be in theaters May 25th, Memorial Day weekend. Put it on your calendars. Memorial Day weekend, The Machine is going into theaters. Only theaters. Opening wide across the country. Thank you. It's because of you guys, because of the positive comments that you shared when I posted it, and I leaked the trailer on my Instagram. I leaked the trailer on my YouTube. All the positivity you guys did, all the sharing. I know exactly the metrics of that, and it did very well, and it is because of you that this movie will be in theaters. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I can't tell you how happy I am. Hey guys, brand new podcast, Tops Off World Tour. I think if I'm not mistaken, I am in London today. London or Manchester, maybe Athens, but we'll be in Glasgow, Newcastle, Amsterdam, Antwerp, Manchester, Birmingham, Tops Off World Tour, all through Europe. And then we go back to the States, February 2nd, Williamsport, Hershey, Boston, Bangor. Next weekend, we have added a fourth fucking show at the Mullet Theater, the Mullet Arena in Tempe, Arizona for Super Bowl weekend. We're there February 8th to February 11th, and then Savannah, Georgia, and I'm coming home to Tampa, the Emily Arena, Tampa, the Emily Arena, Tampa, the Emily Arena, and then the next day in Orlando, and then on to Cedar Rapids. I'm going to be taking Cedar Rapids, Green Bay, Minneapolis, Grand Forks, and Fargo, all with Gareth Reynolds. He was on the podcast. We talked about it. And then March 1st through March 5th, I am in Canada, and I'm bringing Ian Bagg with me. Winnipeg, Saskatoon, Edmonton, Calgary, Kelowna, Bismarck, Sioux Falls. The tour goes on through the rest of the year, and then we got other things to announce. But right now, I want to talk to you about this podcast. This podcast is with the guy I just mentioned, who will be with me in Canada. He said to me, Bert, I wish I was going to be with you in April in New Zealand and Australia. Oh, that's right. I'm going in April 17th to Auckland. And then Tararo, New Zealand, Melbourne, Torrensville, Perth, South Brisbane, Sydney. I can't fucking wait. But this guy is a guy that me and Tom, is what Tom and I favorite comic. We love this guy. He is the most original dude on stage you'll ever see. We talked about him on Rogan, and everyone started hitting us up going, thank you for giving props to Ian Bagg. He is the fucking greatest. And he is the greatest. We have him here in the podcast studio. I've known Ian forever. We just bullshit. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, my buddy, stand-up comedian, coming with me in Canada, Ian Bagg. Wait, you did the sleep finger test?
Yes.
I did that, and then I sent it, and then they never sent, and then they sent me, have you seen the fucking mask?
I'm just like, no, I guess I'll die. That's what I'm thinking.
Dude, it's I don't know what animal can sleep with that.
It's my wife said divorce, actually. She said you have to figure out a different way.
Really?
So I'll wear the no straps, whatever I have to do.
Sweet. Okay, I just took a picture of me. I got it. First of all, it's very, like, I have a weird thing.
Do I have bogeys? You keep doing
No. I do. I just worked out today. I'm going to the doctor tomorrow, so I'm fucking training for it.
Nice. I'm going to the doctor tomorrow too.
Are you doing the?
Well, I already did my stuff.
Yeah.
I did my tests. Like I went in, I was peeing a lot.
Really?
Right? Yes. I was like, and a friend of, you may know him, Jeff Burton. Do you know Jeff Burton from St. Louis?
Yeah.
He died of prostate cancer.
What?
Yeah. In the summer. So I've been freaking out about.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
So I've been freaking out about prostate because I was talking to him and I thought he was getting better. And then all of a sudden he died.
Wait, hold on. God damn it. This isn't what I want to talk about. This fucking freaks me out. This fucking freaks me out.
Well, if I'm freaking, you're freaking.
So wait, how often do you go to the doctor?
I hadn't been for a year, right? So
that's normal.
Yeah. So yeah. And then so I was peeing a lot and I was like, oh fuck, I got the prostate. Right. So I go to the doctor and I talk to her and she gets me some blood tests, but she goes, do you want the finger or do you want the, you can have the ultrasound. So I'm like, yeah, I didn't know you could have an ultrasound. You just
put an ultrasound up your ass?
Yeah, no, I was on your tummy. Afterwards I was like, that's what I thought. I thought they just put it on your taint.
Well, no, they did an ultrasound to Leanne when she got pregnant for the first time.
Yeah.
And it was like a huge dildo. It was like an ergonomic dildo. I used to do a bit about it, and they were like, it was like if IKEA made dildos, and they put a condom on it, and then they put it inside her, and then they ultra wanded her. So as soon as you said that, I was like, that thing up my ass.
That's awesome. How many times did she come?
She made a noise I had never heard before. She's like, and I was like, oh wait. You should have been like this little thing. So then the doctors gave you the finger in the ass.
No, I didn't get the finger. I got the
stomach
the
wand.
Yeah, but it got worse for me. So I go to the doctor. I go to get the thing, right? And I'm in the waiting room, but you have to drink a bunch of water. And I'm in the waiting room for an hour, right? And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I'm going to piss my pants because I'm already peeing a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I'm full of like extra water now. So I go to the front and they go, "You're still here?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm right there." They go, "Oh, you're supposed to be in an hour ago." And then they couldn't find me in the schedule. So I'm just like, I got to piss. I'm sorry. I got to go. Right. So I had to come back and do it again, but everything turned out fine for me. My walnut was the size it was supposed to be. And
I did. So I did a comprehensive, like full concierge comprehensive exam in July.
Was that for insurance?
No, it was fucking. I was stoned.
Did you just fall asleep?
No, it's my sleep apnea. I was drunk and I was a little high, and my brother-in-law had gotten it, and we were all sitting there, and I go, "Fuck it, I'm doing it." Oh, it's preventative medicine,
right?
You should know. So I scheduled it, and then I pushed it like 4 or 5 times. I was like, "Fuck it. I don't want to know. I got a big tour to do. I got this. I got that. I got so much shit on my plate." And then finally, I did it in July 19th. I did it, and then I got all my results back. And they were all fine. Everything was fine. My blood pressure was.
What's your blood pressure?
Well, today it was 120 over 85.
See, mine's 130 to 140 over 80.
That's fine.
What? But they say the top one is panic attack, right?
They say that. Well, the top one is. They actually say look, everyone says different shit. They say the bottom one doesn't even fucking matter anymore.
Really?
They're like, the bottom one's.
They just want to put you on medication.
Yeah. Well, the guy said to me, he goes, I want to double up your medication for cholesterol, because it wasn't my cardiologist. My cardiologist said, "Don't go. This is a fucking quack. It's a scam. It was $5,000. They go, it's $5,000. Don't fuck, and you got to pay out of pocket." And he goes, "Don't go." He goes, "I'm doing all the tests for you. I'm your cardiologist. I do everything. I scan your fucking carotid arteries. You look fine. I don't. If I thought there was a problem, I'd send you through to these people."
Right. He's
like, "You're second guessing me," and then I was like, "Well, it's okay to have a second opinion." So I go in, I do all the things. Everything comes back fine. My inflammation was up. My everything, like, I'm overweight. My blood pressure was fine. My liver enzymes were like 2 points out of the norm.
Impressive.
I'm shocked. I was shocked.
You should be a commercial for beer.
Yeah. And so everything came back fine, and he was actually shocked. He was shocked because I told him I was honest about my lifestyle.
Right.
And he was like, "Do not work out. You should not be working out.
Why?
Because he's like, you're aggressively obese. You do not need to be working out. You need to be on a maintenance program to get you to a weight where you can get you." I go, "I work out hard as fuck every fucking day." I was like, and I was like, don't get in my head about now every time I get on the treadmill, I'm like, I'm having a heart attack. So I ignored him. I called my cardiologist. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing? I told you not to go to this fucking guy." So the guy, the only thing he said was, I would increase your cholesterol medicine to 20 milligrams of atorvastatin or something. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, I always know the
Yeah.
I always know the name. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't. I'm dyslexic, so I can. And none of my names. Amylinapine, adamolinapine, losartan's the only one I can read. Where I go, losartan.
Yeah.
And so then all the test comes back. So I go, get aggressive. I'm going to go to my cardiologist in 4 months, and I'll go in November. I'm going to get a colonoscopy in November. Well, I get COVID. I can't do colon. I have had COVID 5 fucking times.
How many times you had it?
5. I've had it the most you can get it.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I know.
I'm glad you're on that side of it.
Get it so much. Oh, I just had it like 2 weeks ago.
And you've been vaccinated?
Yeah.
That's why you can get it and be okay, right?
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know either.
They kind of stopped talking about it. They were like, "No, okay.
Yeah.
Let's just ignore it. It's like the cold now." I don't even fucking know.
I gave it to my dad.
For real? Is he okay?
Yeah, he's okay. He survived. But I called him every day, right? I'm like, "How you feeling?" He goes, "Good." He goes, 5th day, he goes, "Are you feeling guilty?" I'm like, yeah, I killed my dad. Fucking asshole.
I gave it to, I think I got it. I'm guessing I got it. And then I got everyone a private jet. And I gave it to everyone on the private jet.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you.
So
worth it.
It was, by the way, it was by I was shooting my special. And they tested us and we all tested negative. We all got home and we all tested positive.
That's great.
And I was like, I don't even know if they were like, part of me wonders if the production company was like, everyone's fucking positive, but fuck it, we've already got it. Let's just shoot the goddamn special. So, but
get it in the can.
So I got the sleep apnea thing, and then they sent me the mask. I mean, I can't even get it. Oh, it's my cardiologist. Hold on one second.
Take it.
Please be canceled.
Take it.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon. Is this Mr. Bert Kreischer?
It is.
So then I will move you up to 710 with Dr.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right, bye. Yeah. Oh,
It didn't cancel. They brought you in earlier.
I know. I wonder, I think it's just a regular physical.
At your cardiologist?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So I go to cardiologist.
Why do you have a cardiologist?
Because everyone in my family's died of heart attacks.
Oh.
Like, so it's just, so I remember they told
At the
me
same time?
No, no, you know what? I was thinking the other day, my father, my mom's father died Christmas Eve.
Oh.
How much does that suck? Like, I was like thinking,
especially if you bought gifts.
I think I'm like,
it's not what I wanted.
I never thought of that.
Can I still take it back?
It's Christmas Eve. And then when he's just got a pile, everyone's done wrapping, but he's still got a pile right there. They're like, oh, I never thought about that.
He really hated my soap on a rope.
Oh, my dad's dad died when he was 13. My dad
of a heart attack?
Of a stroke. Everyone's died of strokes. And my dad the other day, like literally the other day, was like, I'm having a hard time. He's like, I got on the treadmill. I was feeling fucking tightness on my chest. I went out to clean the dock and I still had this tightness. I don't know what the fuck's going on. He goes into the cardiologist. He's got 98% blockage in his widowmaker. Like,
Jesus.
And so they brought him in for surgery, cleared it out, and he's fine now. But it was like, preventative medicine is the thing. But at one point they tell you, they go, is there any history of cancer in your family? You're like, no. And they're like, okay, what is it then? Like, how's everyone dying?
Yeah.
And you're like, strokes. And they're like, okay, so you usually get a cardiologist immediately. And so
I'm trying to think what.
How do people in your family die?
Cancer, but it's skin cancer because it's Australia. Like a lot of them.
What do you mean it's Australia?
My mom's side, it's Australian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then the Canadians just, I don't know. I think they just walk.
That's a safe way to
the river.
kill that you go to Canada. So you're like, oh, get rid of the skin cancer.
Yeah. Now I died in a snowstorm.
I wonder if there was a period in time they're like, how does the majority of family die? And someone goes, Native Americans. Yeah. It's been Native Americans. They killed my mom, my sister, my brother, my dad.
You better get a cardiologist. Those Indians will get right into those natives will get right into your arteries.
Oh, I couldn't. I got the mask. I couldn't sleep with a mask. Leanne doesn't sleep in the same bed with me anymore. She just sleeps in a different room.
That's funny.
Yeah,
we do that too.
Yeah, it's over. I mean,
yeah.
She came in one night and got in bed with me. I go, what are you doing? Like, I have it set up. I have my own room. Like, it's nice.
Yeah. I
set up a podcast. I listen to a podcast. I got fucking cans of water everywhere. I murder a liquid death in the middle of the night. I get up to piss. I have earplugs. I put in earplugs sometimes because the dogs bark in the morning when she wakes
hilarious.
up. Oh yeah, I fed it. And then she got in bed with me. I go, are you fucking up the rhythm of things?
You're trying to kill me?
Yeah. And then even during Sober October, I was snoring.
Really?
Yeah. And so I didn't lose any weight at Sober October.
I thought you did.
No, Tom did. Tom lost an aggressive amount of weight
for October.
For his life.
I know he's lost a lot, but in October, did he lose a lot?
Yeah. Mindy Kaling lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Mindy Kaling lost a ton of weight.
Oh man, her head is huge.
She doesn't look, I mean, she looks great, but she doesn't look like herself anymore.
She looks like my friend's mom's when I was a kid.
She looks like our old nanny.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not bad for a nanny.
Yeah.
Great for a producer too.
So fucking
I noticed that they're all. They said she lost 50 pounds, and I was shocked by that. Like, she doesn't look like she could lose 50 pounds to begin with.
You've lost weight, but you've kept it off.
No, I've gained weight. I over Christmas break. I'm just like.
I gained weight over Christmas break.
I was just like, I go to Weight Watchers. I do it the old-fashioned way. I go and sit with a bunch of old ladies and talk about food. It's awesome. I can't believe I can't eat 2 cheeseburgers and keep it off.
When was the first time you lost weight?
2000.
You did Atkins.
I did Atkins. And
I remember you were in pleated. I remember seeing you. You were in pleated dress pants, and you looked fucking amazing.
I was a gorgeous piece of man.
Gary Goldman was like, "Whoa, have you seen Ian Bagg?" I don't even think I knew you that well at the time.
Yeah, we didn't know each other.
Yeah, and I was like,
when Gary Goldman's embarrassed by you, that's when you know.
Gary Goldman's
he's a beautiful man.
He's been beautiful his whole fucking life.
His whole life.
It's amazing that he. I mean, I know that Gary would. I don't know. I'm sure he'd be fine with me saying this, but it's amazing that he deals with depression when you look like that.
But it doesn't matter. Depression doesn't matter. Like, you can just be suddenly you can just like, I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, but when you look in the mirror every morning,
gorgeous,
you go like,
gorgeous.
"That's done right."
Yeah,
like,
that's done right.
I look in the mirror and I have to deal with this, and I
move mirrors,
and I fuck mirrors, dude.
Fucking mirrors,
mirrors
just ruin you.
I have one. The mirror in that bathroom's tilted down. And I go, "What are we doing?" I just look fatter. It's not the angle.
I got a circus mirror in there for you.
There's mirrors I've had. There was a mirror in one venue that we did that was made you look just awesome, and I was like, I want to take it with me. Put it in our bus. I want to fucking feel like that every day. Why not make skinny mirrors and just be like, there you go,
there you are.
It's like
you got to it.
Yeah, yeah. You look great. Congratulations. And then have it make like a magnifying glass where your dick would be. So you come in, you go, well, now that's what I'm talking about.
There's what I've been trying to be.
But you lost weight in 2000. I remember that. And then, but you were like hockey jersey big when I first moved to New York.
Yes.
How much did you weigh when I moved? Like,
I was
99.
280, 2 something. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not that big for how tall you are.
Yeah, but it's just bulk, right? And
yeah.
And then when you get down to like that, I think it was at 220.
It's a good weight.
Yeah, it's a good fighting weight.
220 is a good fucking weight.
But you just kind of, you know what? Do you want to live life or do you want to be, do you want to look good? And sometimes it's just like, I enjoy eating and going out with friends and having a good time. So yeah. So I just kind of try to weave in and out. And yesterday my wife was making something. And I was just like, hey, you're not helping. I'm trying to get back on the program, and you're not fucking helping by putting nuts into dough and baking it for half an hour. That doesn't help.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Should have brought it with me and gave it to you.
But
you're going to the cardiologist tomorrow. Is this a pecan in your blood?
Your fingers are sticky. Did you just eat right before you got in here?
Did you ever get your colonoscopy done?
I haven't. Then it's hard to get a colonoscopy.
It's fun.
Did you got a full?
Oh, you're so high afterwards. It's
really
so great. Yeah.
That's what everyone says.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure there's people that don't come away with a positive experience. Or like,
I'm sure when you say, "Oh, you're dying," it doesn't matter how high you are.
No, I've gotten. I think they give you blood work. They can do a blood test to find out if there's colon cancer if you have colon cancer.
I don't know about that.
I feel
I'm not a doctor, but I don't know.
I feel like my doctor's done it. I've had it done.
Did you have to poop in a box?
No, I just got a blood test. I can't remember. I remember every time getting it going, well, that's clear. I want to say
are you sure that's not your prostate? Because I can do that for your prostate.
Maybe prostate. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, it might be prostate, not colon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, is there two different things?
Yeah, there's two different.
For real?
Yeah. No wonder she doesn't come. You have no idea about the human body. Hey, do you get your test results on like an app?
Yeah.
Do you get them before the doctor?
Yeah.
Isn't that the worst? I don't know how to read these things.
I just look to see if it's in the green or red. Because it's the way it's done for mine is I just looked it up today. Cedars. The way it's done for mine is it gives you red, and then green.
Oh, that's
and you
funny.
just want to be in the green.
Mine's just yellow. The whole thing is
for real?
It's like, and then there's two things, and I'm just like, I don't know, but it's like 24 hours until she goes, "Oh, you're all good." I'm like,
Well,
"What
so
the
that's
fuck?"
so this is the key. If you get a call before the blood test comes in, then things are bad.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. So if your blood test, if they send it to you and you haven't heard from the doctor, then
Mhm.
you're fine.
Oh, good.
So that's what because my blood work comes back really fucking quick now. I get it night of.
Really?
So I'll do my blood work tomorrow, and I'll get all my blood work tomorrow night. And I feel like I've been. So I looked at it today. I was like, I got blood work. I got blood work in July, and everything was fine.
Mhm.
July, August, September, I was sober and healthy all of October. November, I was sober for probably 2/3 of the month.
Right.
I partied Thanksgiving, and December I partied. So I'm like, can't be dying yet.
No.
Yeah, like it's just anything's got to be fixable. I was like, I can't be diabetic.
Right now, it's got to be. Yeah.
Yeah, everything.
Have you
can
been
be-
close on the diabetes things at all?
Never.
Me neither. Some guys are just like, "Hey, you got diabetes?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Oh, I got it instantly."
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Just like, okay.
What's his name had it? Why can't I remember his name? I think I might be getting fucking Alzheimer's.
Well, there you go.
I can't remember anything anymore. However, I did just come off a run of eating. My sister introduced me to these edibles that were really enjoyable, and I was eating them every day and night.
Oh yeah, that's Alzheimer's for sure.
I couldn't remember anything. Ian, I was doing.
I might have Alzheimer's. I was eating edibles every day and night.
I didn't realize I didn't realize I was eating them, and I was saying I was eating them, but I didn't realize the certain side effects. So Christmas night, I think it was Christmas night, or maybe it was the day after. One of those days, I gave everyone edibles. Christmas Eve, I gave everyone edibles. Everyone ate them. Everyone at the whole fucking party.
Did everyone know?
Yeah, I just told
Okay.
them. I said, you got to have one. They're fucking amazing. They're the best ones you've ever had. They're very low dose, but you feel it, but you're not overwhelmed by it.
Right.
And it's high in CBD, so you sleep really well at night. So
Might need you to send me the name of that.
they're amazing. They're amazing.
Really?
It's I mean, I would eat them at 4:00. I'd eat one a little earlier, and then I'd eat one at 4:00. And then 5:00, I'd have my first drink with it. And in an hour or so, I would feel certain, just the hint of marijuana, of being high, not being super high,
Right.
but just a hint of thoughts like, life doesn't get better than this. Like my whole family's alive. Everyone's alive. George is here. Isla's still in high school. I've got my health. My dad's here. The sun's setting. I've got a cigar and a cocktail. Nothing. It doesn't get. I would like those moments when you're high, like those fucking moments.
Haven't had that.
And then oh, it's the best. It's the best. It's the best.
Right.
And then I would eat and I'd go, this is the best pasta I've ever had in my life. I mean, I said every meal I'd go, is this rice? It was just white rice. I go, this rice is fucking amazing, right?
I can see what the Asians. I get it now.
And then at Christmas Eve, I said, I mean, we shopped perfectly. Like I'm a little drunk, I'm a little high, and I go, we barely have any leftovers. Our fridge isn't going to be stacked with stuff that we just throw away. We shopped perfectly. And my sister's like, you gave everyone edibles. Everyone just ate like fucking wolves.
Funny.
And I had no clue. I didn't realize that. I was like, oh yeah, that would make sense. That would be why we ate everything in the fucking house. The dessert's gone. Everyone had seconds.
You didn't shop perfectly. You dosed properly.
Yeah. So, but the edibles were really enjoyable. So, but last night I was like, I should probably get off of them before my cardiologist appointment. I didn't take one last night, but I slept very fitfully. Like I was like,
that's good.
I didn't fit. No, I was like rolling around.
Oh, you were bad.
Yeah. But my sleep score was 98%. So whatever.
So what do you use for your sleep score?
My Whoop.
Oh.
Yeah. My sleep score is 98%, which is pretty fucking high. And it was in the 90s for the edibles. It was off on the last day. So that's why I was like, all right, I'm not going to take an edible tonight. I'm just going to.
What does 98% mean? Like you slept for 98% of the time?
It means that, it means, I don't know actually. I mean, I know that it means, here, I'll tell you. This is what my sleep score says. My respiratory rate was 13.2 respirations per minute. So I took 13 breaths per minute. And so that's good.
Okay.
Because if you're in distress, you're taking more. My blood oxygen level is 98%. My resting heart rate was 62, which is a little high. It was 55.
And that gets it all from that band around
Yeah, this band tells you everything. And then my body temperature was low. It was low. It was two degrees lower than it should be, but I think I was sweating and then getting cold. I cranked up the AC.
Right.
But yeah, so I slept.
Let me guess, no shirt.
No shirt. I was sleeping with hoodies on in the bus for a period of time.
Really?
So it would get cold. And then I realized it's fucking my neck up because I have a fucking roll under my neck.
Right.
At all points. And I just like little things like that. I remember I had plantar fasciitis and I walked in and the doctor goes, I'm going to stop you right here. How about we tie those shoes? I was like, huh? He's like, you're wearing them. Like I can see your heel popping out of the back because it was like Nike SBs. So I just tie them and then slide my fit in them. He goes, let's tie your shoes and I'll see you later. I went, that's it? He goes, tie your fucking shoes.
That is awesome.
I tied my shoes. I got rid of plantar fasciitis. Isn't that fucking crazy?
Take that into schools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I wear flip flops. That was another reason I was getting it. And I'm barefoot, non-fucking stop.
Do you have back problems because of the barefoot and the
I have
flip-flops?
sciatic problems. God, we sound like old fucking men.
It's awesome.
Whatever happened to us? We were young, spry. Did you see how much weight Billy Gardell lost?
Yeah. Billy's like gone.
Shit.
He's just like, you're like, oh no, Billy.
Did you ever see that movie
Billy's
Thinner?
Billy's doing a World War II movie.
He looks, I mean,
yeah, he looks good.
I'm good. I'm happy for him. People were, I talked to someone who's like kind of shitting on it, but I was like,
no,
no.
If he feels good, you can't shit on anybody for that. And he struggled a lot with it. Like
bad.
Yeah. And he's such a good guy.
He's the best.
That mustache is awesome too.
Oh, wait, go to the picture to the left of that one.
Like I seen him when on the left side.
Yeah.
But he's down again on the right side.
He's lost even more weight on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
How much does he weigh?
He's a very thin man now.
God.
As long as he's happy, I'm happy.
Yeah, as long as that's what I said. I was like, first of all, he doesn't need money.
No,
he doesn't need money. And secondly, he gets to see his son get married.
Yes.
Like there's a lot of things.
Yes.
Like, who gives a fuck? Why would anyone shit on anyone for losing weight? Like even Mindy Kaling, she doesn't look like she normally looked like, but I bet she feels fucking amazing. Yeah. And she's got kids. She get to see them grow up.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't think she was so overweight that she was in health problems. But then I say the same thing about me. Maybe me and you are about to take over Hollywood and get all the big guy roles.
I love it. I need a role.
I mean, I bet all my offers would go away if I got on that fucking Ozempic.
No.
I bet everyone would be like,
don't be like that. Don't be like Gabriel. Like, you know,
Gabe not like that, is he?
But Gabe, you get a feeling like he thinks he needs to be that size or he'll lose his people, right? And I think he's lost a bunch of weight too.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh,
I seen a picture of him the other day and his head didn't look the same size.
Put in Gabe. God, by the way, Gabe's got the same thing I've got where it's like a little
gout?
bit of fun. No, he looks the same.
No, how long ago is that? Oh, maybe I'm wrong. See that picture right there? His head looks smaller.
But this one?
Yeah. Doesn't his head look smaller? Maybe my phone's smaller.
Yeah, maybe you just got to upgrade.
See right there, his head looks smaller. Like his head used to be massive.
And
his new girlfriend's ugly.
A lot of us are stuck in our homes, offices, routines, wondering what else is out there, but feeling like it takes too much time and effort to explore. Now, riders of all abilities can discover the local area or experience the freedom of the great outdoors with the fun, fast, and foldable electric e-bike. I'm telling you, these electric e-bikes are freaking awesome. I have two of them. We have them down at the beach, and it is so nice to get on that. First of all, to drive them down to the beach was a dream. They literally fold up the size of a carry-on practically. Throw them in the back of the car, take them up to the beach. We left them up at the beach, but you could easily bring them back and forth. They are so maneuverable as luggage. I'm telling you, we love it. From quick store trips to outdoor adventures, electric e-bikes will transform how you get around. cost way less than the competition with quality feature-filled models financed as low as $133 per month. They include a powerful removable battery, a bright LCD display, 7-speed gearing, and 5 levels of pedal assist to power your ride. Plus, you can lower your gas costs and reduce your carbon footprint. Everyone wants to do that. Make it your own. Electric e-bikes are customizable and affordable to fit your lifestyle. Electric e-bikes are foldable and ship free, fully assembled. That was the beauty. It did ship free, and or it did ship fully assembled. So I just had to open it up and get on it and ride. Over 250,000 dedicated riders on the road so far. You can cover up to 45 miles in one charge and reach 28 miles per hour, which, trust me, is way faster than you need to be going. It's fun as crap. That is the perfect speed. 28 miles per hour is the perfect speed. The new motor is quieter with increased torque to move more power with less noise. Optimized gearing, added suspension create the smoothest ride ever, even at higher speeds. A stronger rear rack support is there for everything you need for your day-to-day rides or your longer trips. And you can customize your ride with the new accessories like the Elite headlight, seats, or a passenger package that can hold riders up to 150 pounds. That means Leanne can ride with me. She's under 150 pounds. Get out there and make this year your most adventurous one yet with electric e-bikes. Visit electricebikes.com to learn more. That's ECTRIC ebikes.com. Breaking news. Manscaped now sells beard products. Shut up. That's right. They're once again revolutionizing men's grooming with the brand new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. From a beard trim to a fresh shave, the technology behind the Beard Hedger Pro Kit allows you to shape your signature beard look. You can finally use Manscaped products to make your drapes match your carpet by going to manscaped.com and using the code BERT for 20% off plus free shipping. It's time to tame your mane. No one likes a weird beard. Dude, it creeps me out when you're talking to someone who doesn't take care of their beard and you see it going in their mouth or just sticking out all over the place. And you're like, you look like Pigpen from the Charlie Brown gang. It all starts with the Beard Hedger, this juggernaut of fixing faces. First off, its cordless trimmer has a rotary wheel that gives you 20 hair cutting lengths, all with one guard. That is next level. As a guy that has a beard, that is next level. I love the fact that it's cordless. A cord messes you up when you go to the other side of your face. But if you already have a beard, you know that. It's waterproof, so you can shave in the shower to avoid all that sink hair. Leanne's going to love that. Titanium-coated T-blade is tough on hair, but smooth on your face, leading to a single stroke efficiency that brings satisfaction one stroke at a time. The Pro Kit doesn't end there, though. They've created 4 dermatologist-tested formulations for your post-trim care. Thank God. This morning, inside here was so dry. It was killing me. First off, there's the beard shampoo and conditioner. Love it. Remember, all your hair is different. Beard hair is more coarse and easier to damage than the hair on your head. That's why the kit has made the shampoo and conditioner specifically designed to moisturize, reduce ingrown hair, replace natural oils, and promote beard health. I am reading all of these because I am fascinated to get this. This has got to be waiting for me at my house in LA. Next, the kit has Manscaped Beard Oil. I love beard oil. Essential piece for your main facial accessory. No one wants a guy whose beard's a little brittle and dry. The oil relieves dryness both on the beard and the skin beneath while adding a little shimmer and shine, making you look extra fine. Cap off the kit with the Beard Balm, a pomade that shapes, styles, moisturizes, and tames for a sculpted look to attract any fellow or dames. The Pro Kit also comes with 3 free gifts: a beard brush, awesome, combs, awesome, and scissors to ensure your beard is ready to impress. So get 20% off with free shipping with the code BERT at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code BERT. Manscaped, Beard Hedger, 1 stroke, 1 guard, 20 lengths. But what, okay, so then that's the thing. So, because I feel like I've noticed comics all have lately, and by the way, this is like from a couple things, but like comics have a thing, you know, like a lot of comics these days are more so looking for a hook than when we started, where it was just about great joke writing.
I think it started as a hook and then it went to being funny, and back to hook.
I think it's back to hook,
right?
Like when before we started, it was right,
yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
and
like getting a sitcom with that kind of
Yeah.
like kind of a thing, right?
I'm the mom.
Yeah.
I'm a mom.
Look at me.
Yeah.
I'm a mom.
Yeah.
That's why I did that, because I'm a mom.
I'm a mom.
You're not a
Sure,
mom.
I hit my kids. I'm a real mom.
I'm a real mom.
And then when we started, it was about joke writing.
Right.
I remember there was a period. I started later than you, because you were already established in New York when I started.
I don't know
But when
about
I
established, but I was in New York.
you were working at the Cellar and the
Okay.
Laughing Store.
The Laughing Stock
What's the name of it? The one up top?
comedy. I can't even remember.
Comic strip.
Comic strip.
Yeah. He did not like me.
He didn't like anybody.
He told me
I think it was somebody else.
He told me he should quit. I should quit
Really?
immediately.
Everybody he told that to became huge. Jon Stewart.
He told Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart. Next time you're with Jon Stewart, I'm not ever with Jon Stewart, but there's stories about him telling Jon Stewart he wasn't funny, and he's just
Really?
like, I want to torture you, man. And he did.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he pulled me. I want to say he pulled me into like a phone booth.
Yeah.
Like there was like a really
He had a little
small
booth.
room.
He had a
Yeah.
little booth that he'd talk to people
And
in.
he brought me in there and he was like, it's not going to happen for you. And his name was Lucian Hold.
Lucian Hold, yeah.
He said, I said, really? And he goes, you don't have it. And I would quit. I'd save yourself the time. Quit.
That's funny.
I had two people. First two people ever told me that. Louis Schaefer and him. And
Louis Schaefer.
Remember Louis Schaefer?
Who everybody else was telling to quit.
Louis Schaefer told me, can
You
I give you
should've.
some advice? I said, yeah. And he goes, move back to Florida.
Really?
And I was like,
Do cruise ships?
Yeah. Did you have a good experience on Last Comic Standing?
I had fun.
Yeah. But you were what?
Yeah, I was, the only time I was nervous is when I was like, I got to get through the first round.
Oh yeah.
If I don't get through the first round, I guess my career's over, right? So I was panicking, and I hid everywhere in the studio so I wouldn't get on tape, just in case I got knocked out, so nobody could say, "Oh, there's Ian Bagg, he didn't get through."
Oh, shut up.
And as soon as I got through, my attitude changed completely, right?
Yeah.
But I had some interesting things, like I got disqualified on the last round because they said they didn't clear my jokes that they cleared. I got through an email, so I did Going Down on a Girl for the first time NBC at 8:00, and they cut it out, obviously.
They
but
cut.
they
That would've been-
disqualified me. But I remember Norm. Hey, you just did a joke about going down on a girl. And I'm like, he goes, yeah, and I like it. And then there was another part that was really interesting to me was you had to meet what they gave you a list. They're going to give you you were going to be a protege to somebody, right? And they gave you a list, and it started from like Eliza all the way to Bill Cosby, and you see, and then it just turned out to be Wanda Sykes, the producer of the show. So I go out, and everybody meets Wanda Sykes, and I go out, and she goes, "Hi, Wanda," and she goes, "Hey, Ian, would you like to do your set for me?" And I'm like, "Nope." And she goes, "Well, why do you mean?" And I'm like, "I've just talked to my friends with it, and I'm good." She goes, "Well, do your friends have Emmys?" And I go, "Yeah, actually, a couple of them do." And she just kept getting madder and madder at me. But I wouldn't go on stage and do my set for nobody but her.
Yeah.
And everybody else went on and did it. And guys had nervous breakdowns afterwards. Like,
Really?
Because doing your show for nobody is horrific.
Oh, it's horrific.
Right?
I did that with Pat Buckles.
Yeah.
Do you remember Pat
Yeah,
Buckles?
yeah.
She read my set to me from a transcript before I went on stage at Comedy Central. She goes, "My name's Bert. Hot, sexy name, Bert. It's the last thing
Yeah.
you're gonna hear having sex. Bert, Bert, Bert. Is that your joke?" And I was like, I do it differently, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Pat Buckles, I did remember they had that show Make Me Laugh.
Yeah.
I did that for her, and I remember I could hear the tape stop when I was on it. It was so bad. I was just like, "Oh God." I just went home and showered myself for days.
So people melted down doing their sets.
Yeah, Greg Warren. You remember Greg Warren?
Greg Warren is so fucking
He
funny.
changed his set completely after she told him to change it, and he got knocked out.
Dude, he told a story. Greg Warren just told a bit on Instagram about wrestling.
Oh,
Have you seen this?
about wrestling? The guy that went to the 1980 Olympics. I can laugh so hard.
I laughed
He's so funny.
fucking hard. I laughed so fucking hard because he beat me with me. And turns out this guy went to the Olympics.
he didn't get to go, so he's still holding a grudge about not going. I laughed so hard. It's just it starts off with him saying the guy was old. He was like 45, and Greg's 50. So it's like it was so old.
All he did was this.
Yeah. He's so funny. His sports stuff,
dude.
He should be like, he should be with Rogan.
Oh, there's so many comics. I wish you could find the fucking thing. I wish you could find the thing, because there's so many comics that are, yourself included, that are the fucking. We talked about you on Rogan.
You guys are so nice,
dude. You're You are the funniest human being, top to bottom. Hanging out with, in a car with, on stage, hard to follow. You're the funniest fucking comic.
Podcast over.
But there's a handful of dudes like you who I think I know for a fact me and Tom go like Chad Daniels. Chad Daniels
so funny.
Chad Daniels is so fucking funny. Greg Warren. There's so many guys like that you're like motherfucker. Like,
yeah.
How do you my thing is how could I do the same thing Rogan did for me? For those guys, by the way, it'll end my career, because no one will want to go see me anymore. They're going to be like,
so funny.
Hold on, these people are way better than Bert. Why the fuck? Like, we were talking about who to bring on the cruise. I go, fucking pat it for me. Are you kidding? I got to do stand-up every fucking night.
That's so funny. Bring real cruise ship comics.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, because I say this all the time. There is nobody that goes on stage that has people just want to be around. Like, when you go on stage, they feel they're in that Bert world, and they just want, like, I've said it. Being around you is infectious. It's the first pandemic ever. Like, it's not ever, but I mean, it's way before COVID. Like, once you breathe it in, you're just like, I want more of this. It's just insane.
I really think there was a period of time where we were all you changed my stand-up entirely. You changed my stand-up 100%. I remember two things happened. I had a joke that it was just a joke, the throwaway joke, because it wasn't like a joke, it was a story about Isla putting her finger in her ass and putting it in the dog's mouth. And you said that I love that fucking bit. And I said, oh, it's so not funny. A bit. And you go, you need to be telling that every time on stage. I went, for real? And you go, that's the best bit in your act. That's fucking hilarious. And I went, for real? And I did not see it as that. Adam Egget did the same thing. Because sometimes my good bits, I didn't know they were bits. I had a bit about giving Leanne 7 pairs of pajamas for Christmas, and he pulled me aside. He goes, "That's fucking hilarious." I go, "Oh, I was just a throwaway. I just needed something to do in the moment. I just told it." And he goes, "That's not going to be in your hour." And I was like, "No." He was like, "That needs to be in your hour." And I was like, "Motherfucker, for real?" And he was like, "Yeah." And it's the one, like two of the, you and him. I feel like, I think sometimes I'm not even good at knowing what my good bits are, because my two biggest bits are I would have never told.
But that's because you're just funny. You're just funny. So you're telling stories. You're writing on the run, right? And I have arguments with this about people like, I don't do crowd work. I write with the crowd,
dude.
Like we write together.
Your ability to do that is like, I mean, I would say, unmatched. And what's amazing about how you do it is you weave it through in an evening. So like, you'll start with something as a seed, and by the end of the night, it's a Christmas tree. Like but
it's writing. It's creating. I mean, I create with the crowd. It's just basically, I'm using the crowd as my writing room.
It's fucking genius. I mean, Tom and I have said this over and over again. To watch you do, you're the only comic Tom and I will sit in the back of the room and watch, because you will take something very small. I remember one time you guessed what kind of truck a guy drove, and I remember going, holy fucking! I was with Tom, or it might have been with Leanne, and Leanne was like, he has gotten so in the zone that he knows he's reading people before he talks to them. You go, truck owner, and he goes, yeah, and he goes, you go, let me guess, Toyota Tundra? And he goes, I do. And he goes, I knew it. Place goes fucking nuts. And that was the opening of the show. And by the end of the show, Toyota Tundra was like, it's so fucking magical. I get chill bumps when I think about it because it's something no one can do it in our business. People can fake it. Like I can fake it. I can do crowd work with someone, not to like give you all my tricks. But I can do crowd work with someone if I have a joke that is gonna set up for what I'm asking them about.
Right.
Like and I can make crowd work go horrifically wrong. My on the fly crowd work comes out borderline racist. I remember there was a guy in Brea. We were working together one time, and he was in the front row, and he had an interesting look. He was a black dude with long braids, and he goes. I said, dude, I like your hair. I said, what's your ethnic background? And he goes, Black and Native American. Make a joke about that. And I go, what's your name? Runs from police.
Was that with me? That was me, you, and Saget, right?
Saget, yeah, we were working with Saget. Do you remember? I remember me and you got there early, and Saget was like, and they came in and they're like, "Can you guys go along?" And we're like, "What?" And they're like, Saget just got to the car. And both of us were like, "It's an hour and a half drive."
All right.
Bob Saget, we sat in that was a fun weekend.
That was a great weekend.
What was the first time? Was that the first time we worked together?
No.
When was the first time we worked together?
The first, we'd kind of like bounced back and forth like through small shows.
Yeah.
But I think the first time we really spent a weekend together was in Phoenix.
Oh yeah, with
Bert.
Butch Bradley.
With Bert. With Bert. No,
we were going to do a tour.
Butch. Yeah.
Remember we were going to do a tour.
Yeah.
And we went to Butch's house and talked about it. That was the scariest ride I've ever had in my life.
With the lightning going off all over the place.
Do you remember to this day, that's the most scared I've ever been.
No, I actually drove to Aspen with Aaron and the owner of the Florida clubs and a couple other improv people. Joel, and they had me drive a rental car for them because you're from the woods and the snow. So I drove to Aspen and I'm just like, I couldn't see shit, and I'm just like driving. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna kill a bunch of people. But yeah, I remember
we got in the car. I
remember you telling a story about seeing a guy get hit by lightning while getting grocery carts.
What?
Do you not remember that?
Oh, about that drive?
Yeah. No. You said at home.
Yeah. I told it. Well, the joke I told was
that wasn't a joke. You told a story about it being real.
Yeah. No, that's a real story. Happened at the Publix on Florida and Bears Avenue. It used to be a Publix. And we had just moved to Lutz. I was probably 10 years old. And my dad and I were going to the grocery store, and there was a huge thunderstorm. And thunderstorms in Tampa are different than anywhere else. And as we were going in, the guy was collecting shopping carts. And
Which you probably shouldn't.
My dad goes, buddy, that's called natural selection.
I don't even think you're telling it as a joke.
No, I was just telling you as a story. It's why I have such a fear of lightning.
Absolutely.
Is because
I'm tall. That's my reason.
Well, I mean, Tampa's bad. We can't even have giraffes at our zoo. That's how bad lightning is there.
That's not true.
It's not true. So we went in.
See, this is why I like hanging with you.
I remember that story very vividly. I remember highlights of it. I remember that he got struck by lightning and no one wanted to go out and help him.
Yeah, that's what I remember. Everybody just watching.
Everyone was like sitting inside watching, going, what do we do? And in hindsight, like now when I tell it, I go, yeah, what is lightning? A shark?
Right.
Like it's the safest place to be. Yeah. You're right there where he is the safest place. Go to him.
Yeah, go to him.
And then they he got up. He got up and walked in. He just got up and walked in and he was like, what happened? And everyone was like, what happened?
You just got 2 days off.
You have a nut allergy. Makes you shit your pants. And all your jewelry melts into you. The fuck do you think happened?
You have a nut allergy.
God. And then
both ears are melted
and
together.
Then I got in trouble because I remember everyone was talking to him. We had to wait for the ambulance to show up. And he was just sitting there. He was like, everyone's like, did you see a light? It was during the Jim and Tammy Baker times. Did you see a light? Did
God say
yeah. Did you see any relatives? And I leaned in. I was 10 years old and I was like, do you feel like you have any superhuman powers? And my dad was like, shut the fuck up. And Yeah.
Can you find my bike?
Find my bike. Try to lift me off the ground.
That's hilarious.
And so
You were funny then, huh?
But no, I wasn't. I've been thinking about this a lot because I'm watching Isla change into a young lady, and there's a period where she was the funniest she'd ever gonna be, and I wish I had known because I would have really paid more attention.
Right.
I'm so self-focused sometimes.
What?
But she's changed into a young lady where now she's very conscious that people are watching her, conscious of how she's coming off. She wants to sound cool. So she doesn't say her like we had a big rule in the house. You weren't allowed to say borrowed language. You had to say original statements. And now that's out. Like now it's everything's on God, and you're like, don't fucking talk like that. That's not your words. Use original words. And so, but
that's really great.
There was a period.
That's a really great thing for parents to do. You have to use original statements.
Yeah. Don't fucking copy.
That's really.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Like, just say your own thought and learn that. And so
that one kid going through school yelling out, "We are Marshall." It's not yours, man.
It's not yours. I had a dream. Shut the fuck up. I wonder if that was like a popular thing everyone said for like a month afterwards. Like, I had a dream too. So, but there was a period where I was truly an authentic human with no touch from the outside. And I think I lost it when we moved to that new neighborhood. It's like when all the older kids, you just try to fit in.
Right.
Because you don't either want to get bullied or beat up.
Were you bullied a lot?
Yeah. My personality.
Yeah.
My personality was a honeypot for bullies.
That's funny.
Bullies, I could find bullies, and not like, and I was also a tough kid, but for whatever reason, I'm very sensitive. So, and bullies just fucking zero. And I got bullied. I mean, but once I got to high school, bullying was different. It was like I just got beat up.
Right.
You know, but that authentic part of my personality where I was funny, I was really funny as a kid, but it wasn't celebrated. Like no one was like, God, this kid's fucking hilarious.
Right. Well, I don't think back then any kid was. I think they are now.
Much more.
But how does there's some kids don't keep going funny, so now they just turn into assholes, right?
Yeah.
So I think there's going to be a whole generation of that were funny that are now just oblivious assholes.
I think there's a huge generation of assholes coming up.
Oh, it's just
self-centered assholes. I mean,
I want to be on TikTok.
Yeah. I remember talking to a kid one time, and I was like, and you could tell the kid had it. There was something sharp about the kid, and I was like, what's going to happen with you? He's like, YouTube. I was like, huh?
Right.
But now it's a fucking very like.
It sells.
It sells. It sells tickets.
That sells. Yeah.
Like you have a special, but it's on Comedy Dynamics.
I have 2 specials that I don't have anything to do with.
For real?
That have just been. Yeah. I'm the person that did it. I don't have anything to do with them. So
we should.
We should do another one.
No. I was gonna say we should do a Two Bears produced Ian Bagg special. Do it at Rogan's new club.
I'd do that in a second.
Yeah,
I'm ready to do a special.
Call Tommy. No, but I think I
want to work with my friends. So like, if you guys would be interested in doing that, I'll do it in a second.
Yeah, I think so. Tom, Joe's club opens up in January.
Mm-hmm.
We can get access. I mean, I'm sure Joe would let us shoot something at his club.
Why wouldn't he?
And fucking and do. I mean, the problem is one show's perfect for you because the way you work a crowd.
Mm-hmm.
But the ideal thing would be shoot 6 shows in a weekend. I wonder if there's.
I think I would like to do that. Do you remember when Chris Rock did his thing from different places? But I'd like to do that, but all one weekend at one club. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like so
you'd break it.
Show 1, show 2.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be interesting. Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah, that would be great. Oh,
right.
That would be great. There's a great way to do it.
Right. So whether it be 4 shows or 5 shows, who knows?
I mean, you could do it. I haven't been to Joe's new club. I hear it's beautiful.
I hear you have to lift weights to get in.
It's called the Mothership.
No way. Holy shit. Yeah. Just a bunch of people doing mushrooms underneath the building. Good for him, though.
Yeah.
I love that
Dude, he's the fucking... It makes me want to make $200 million or whatever, 350 million, whatever he made in his deal. Because to watch his energy is so enjoyable. Right? I asked him one time, I said, what's the difference between like $1 million? Like, I said, what's the difference between like $10 million and $350 million? And he goes, you don't give a fuck about anything.
That's funny.
I said, really? He goes, nothing.
Absolutely.
And I was like, wow.
Nothing.
Yeah. And I was like, I mean, it must be.
I can do that with 10 grand.
Yeah. Well, it's so funny is I heard Waka Flocka Flame say that one of the things he did was he didn't increase his need for money. Like he made money, and then he was like, yeah, I don't need a better car, and I don't need a watch. I don't need any of that.
Right.
Because now I have money, so I'm secure with who I am. But I don't need, like, there's another guy, Kevin Gates. I love rappers' inspirational speeches. Because you get a lot of the inspirational speech things. Inspirational characters are like a fucking thing now.
Right.
Like, and there's some that I find horseshit. Like some who preach a little too much. Some that are scientists that you can't help but go. They know what they're fucking talking about.
Right.
Like
you
Huberman.
Can't deny them.
Yeah, Peter Attia, Huberman, Lex Friedman is more like he's inspirational by example. Like he just lives a very inspirational life because he works hard. He does his thing, and then you watch him do his thing. You go, God, I want to do that. Cam Hanes and David Goggins are my favorite because those guys are inspirational. I mean this as a compliment. It's going to come out wrong. Those guys aren't savvy enough to try to be selling you snake oil. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They're not slick enough to try to do.
How do you think that's not a compliment?
Because
I think everybody should try to be that.
Well, because it may come off like they're not like Tony Robbins is like a slick huckster. Like he's slick. Like I love.
Which would you rather be though?
60 David Goggins quotes. David Goggins is so brutal. Do you ever listen to any David Goggins?
No.
You should listen to the one he's on with Joe. He talks about the pain that you are willing to endure is measured by how bad you want it. Dude, I'm obsessed with coaches lately. Like great coaches. And I steal their quotes. I write them down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I love them.
So I do a podcast with my buddy that I grew up with that played in the NHL.
Yeah.
And he's got sharp sayings, and he doesn't know that I just write them down because
really?
he says things all the time. And now he flies planes for Alaska Airlines.
Really?
Yeah, he'd be a great guest for you to have.
What's his name?
Jeff Sharples.
Oh, you say Sharple sayings? What are some Sharple sayings?
I'd have to go to my book. I'll send you some.
This is the one I wrote down.
See, you got them right. I
write them down.
Yeah.
I write them down every time I hear one I like. I write it down because I go, and I was very coachable. David Goggins was talking about fucking running with Cam Hanes, the two of them, and you go, I don't think I could even access that world, but I do. Here's the crazy thing is like I do understand parts of their brain because I'm very punitive with myself, and I'm very like I beat myself up. I'm not very like cool with myself. Like I don't think I'd be friends with my brain. Like if my brain showed up at a party and
be like, who's that?
I'd be like, this guy does not like me. He's picking on me a lot. But like here are the quotes.
That guy's way funnier than me.
That guy's fatigue makes cowards of us all. I love that. Jimmy Johnson. Achievers don't like mediocre people, and mediocre people don't like achievers.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. That's I
don't think you need
Nick
the first
Saban.
part though.
What?
Just mediocre people don't like achievers.
Yeah, they don't. The brave do not live forever, but the cautious do not live at all. Don't be careful. Be confident. Order it your way. McDonald's.
I love
Get it your way.
Get it your way.
Yeah, David Goggins. Like I like
no substitutions.
No substitutions. Supersize it.
You're so funny. I love it.
No, what are you touring a lot this fall or this winter?
So, you know what the pandemic did to me was it made me reassess everything. And one of the things was I'm trying not to tour more than 2 weeks a month and be in town to be available to do things.
That's smart.
Right. It doesn't always work out. And I'm picking and choosing more. And I've said I won't do Sundays anymore.
That's great.
And
that was a Joey Diaz rule.
Is that a Joey Diaz rule?
Joey Diaz is like, no fucking Sundays.
So smart. But I'm also trying to make them not have as many shows so I can sell out.
Yeah.
Not everybody's on board with it. Not every club gets it.
Like Friday, Saturday only.
Yeah. Yeah. So some have been really good. I sold more tickets in Irvine than I ever have and walked out with the biggest check I've ever walked out with this year. So,
really?
But I'm trying to go to as many places as I can, do that 311 cruise. And then I think I'm going to Moon Tower.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to.
So what do you want to do more when you're at home?
Create. So I did that. I called you about that animated. And then I just stole your voice off.
Good.
And I'm just trying to do stuff like that. And I'm trying to make sure that I'm putting out clips and because I think for me, people need to see me do some crowd work. So.
I think they need to see you live.
Absolutely. But I can put out a 1 minute clip and it can be an advertisement. Though.
Well, Mark Norman does this great thing where he has people like shout out things from the audience. Some comics aren't in love with it because it instigates people just shouting out of shows, but everyone does their own fucking thing. You got to fucking, do your own fucking thing. If they shout out your show, go, I'm not Mark Norman.
Right.
But he does it and he posts the clips and they're doing fantastic. Mark Norman and I had a conversation when I toured with him in Europe, and he's like, my clips are getting 1 million views, but no one's following me. And I was like, that's interesting. It was like an interesting way to look and go, yeah, why are people watching this? They like it, but they're not following you.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And then I don't know if I gave him any advice, but then all of a sudden he did his YouTube special and it was a game changer. The key to the thing is you need the followers need to follow you.
Right.
That's the key. I mean, it would be ideal if you shot it and you put it on YMH or you put it on mine. We have over 1 million subscribers, both of us.
Right.
But the key is that they need to go, I'm going with Ian.
Yeah, but I also believe that it takes you grow. Like I'll be introduced to some of your people and they'll introduce me to some more people that don't follow you.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right, I mean?
It's crazy that I thought back in the day, I was like, well, if you know who Ian Bagg is, you definitely know who Bert is. You know who Tom is. Right. If you know who Tom is, you definitely know who Bert is. That's not the way it works.
No, it's weird, right?
It's crazy that there are people that don't know who, like, there are people that follow me that don't know who Tom is. And I go, how the fuck do you? And there's people that follow Tom that don't know who
Christina is.
Yeah. There's not one human being that follows me that doesn't know Leanne. They like Leanne better than they like me, and
as fucking should.
I'm fucking painted into a corner with this whore. I can't fucking leave her. I was gonna it was our 19th wedding anniversary yesterday, and I was gonna do a tweet saying, "This is the best first wife a guy could ever ask for."
That's funny.
But immediately people get like really like territorial, and they're like, "Hey man, not cool. She does a lot for you," and I'm like, "You're not here every fucking day,
right?
You don't know what the fuck she does."
And I thought you followed me for jokes.
Yeah.
Not for inspiration.
I trash her on my next special.
Oh, nice.
Top to bottom. And it was an accident.
You took the kids down and look how they turned out.
Yeah. This has been a real
Come on, you won. Your first wife is your trophy wife.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite crowd work things to do is when you see a older guy with a younger guy, your second wife, and everyone goes, oh, because they don't know the words, right? And then he goes, yeah, and you're like, yeah, she's good looking. How the fuck?
Yeah.
And then if I'm wrong, then she goes, whoa, I look like a second wife.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah. The only bad ones are like third wife. You're like, oh fuck,
Jesus, just date him.
Which one got the boat?
Right. I love it. I gotta go see it. I gotta go see. When are you doing a big venue around here? Because I've never seen you in a big venue, and I want to.
Why don't you come out and do one with me?
Would
you be up for that?
Absolutely.
Like, where would you want? Wait, where did you grow up in? You didn't grow up in Edmonton. You grew up even north of that, right?
I grew up in Terrace, British Columbia.
Oh, is that my?
I'd go anywhere in Canada with you.
I'm doing Canada. Can you make it bigger? I can't see any of that. I'm doing Canada.
That tour,
Winnipeg, Saskatoon.
When are you doing Winnipeg?
Calgary. Calgary's going to be fucking. Why don't you do this Canadian run with me? What do you know about those?
Can I do Winnipeg? Can I do Winnipeg, Saskatoon, Edmonton, Calgary,
and Kelowna?
and Kelowna?
Yep, done. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here. On March 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, Ian Bagg will be with me on my run from Winnipeg, Saskatoon, Edmonton, Calgary, and Kelowna, British Columbia. Calgary and Edmonton are my two fucking favorite places.
Have you been to Kelowna before?
No.
You'll probably love Kelowna.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be
Yeah.
a blast.
Yeah. It'll be good.
Yeah, and that'll be a fun fucking run.
When are you doing something around here, though? I just want to go watch you. I don't want to be on the show. I just want to go see you in a big venue.
I'm not here for a while.
Like a massive venue.
I'm not here for a while.
Are you going to Australia? I should have fucking said yes to that.
Oh fuck, my hands are sweating now. I just looked at my January and I'm overwhelmed.
Oh,
I don't know
that's
how I'm
hilarious.
going to live through Oslo, Stockholm, Berlin, and
Is this
Copenhagen.
all this stuff? Is this booked before the pandemic and now you're catching up?
No, I'm back out.
You're just
I just wrapped my last official date for pandemic bookings. I remember you moved from your hometown. Pull up a map of Canada, really. You moved from your hometown in up by the Arctic.
Terrace, British Columbia. So
Type in Terrace, British.
see the
Columbia.
pink one on right there. See Prince Rupert? Can you see Prince Rupert on the left hand side, farthest on the left?
Yeah, I see Prince Rupert.
So close to there.
Okay, and then you moved down to Vancouver.
Down to Vancouver.
and
right?
then you were waiting tables with a group of people doing cocaine, right?
Yeah.
I remember. That's all I remember from that story.
We weren't waiting tables. We were working at a sign shop and we were doing a lot of cocaine. and then I went to my friend Craig Campbell got into the Montreal Comedy Festival. So I went with him, just followed him along and did
By the
some
way, I'm getting
shows.
dizzy looking at maps, Halston. Can you pick one?
Can we go with a flat map instead of the round the world map? Spinning it. So I go to Montreal and watch him, and I happen to get.
So wait, hold on. How old were you when you left Prince Rupert?
And I worked at a gold mine up there.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you watched a man fall into a.
I didn't
rock,
see it. One guy fell into a rock crusher.
rock crusher. Wait, hold on. Wait, what was that? I remember your stories were so much more aggressive than mine. I seen a man fall into a rock tumbler. I got attacked by a bear and a wolf at the same time. I had to play dead for the bear, but scare the wolf.
You're an idiot.
I jumped in a fucking river and shit my pants one time.
Into a ditch. I shit my pants.
In a ditch.
So my buddy gets booked in Montreal, and I follow him out there, and I happen to get on this show in Montreal.
So when did you start doing comedy?
93. This is 93, 94. So this is like my first open mic I went on, and then by 95 I moved to New York.
Holy shit. So wait, when did you graduate high school? 91?
87.
87?
88, 87.
And then moved to Vancouver.
Went to
fucked around.
Australia
Oh.
because my mom's from Australia. So I went to Australia.
You have citizenship there?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking nice.
Yeah, it's a place to hide. And then I moved back to Terrace. Then I went to Hazelton with my buddy, but then ended up working in a gold mine up near Ketchikan, Alaska. And then I ended up, with all the money I got there, I was like, I'm going to go become a comedian.
And that's when you moved to Vancouver?
I moved to Vancouver. So I was either going to become a comedian or I was going to become a blaster. I was going to learn how to do explosives.
Oh. I just
Finger blaster. I was really good at it.
I think
Hey, that's your move.
I think I'm going to go pro.
I'm going to do specific porn.
Yeah.
So I was going to become explosives engineer, but I wanted to be able to take buildings out of cities. That's what I wanted to learn how to do. So,
Wow.
And I ended up on an open mic.
I'm either going to kill or bomb.
Yeah. Either way, something was going up in flames. Anyways, so I tried open mic, and I was just like, oh, this is it.
Really?
So I dropped out of college immediately. Like, didn't even go. Like, didn't even sign. Didn't even, I was supposed to sign up, and I'm like, nope, this is what I'm doing.
And was it a Yuck Yucks?
It was called The Punchline, and it was in Vancouver in the Gastown district. You know that area? A really
barely
nice
know
area.
Vancouver.
But I had the best backdrop ever. Like it was like it was model. It was a model of the city of Vancouver was the backdrop. It was so cool. And then I met this guy Craig Campbell, and we just I would jump in their cars and drive them to gigs 5 hours out of town to get 5 minutes worth of like time on stage.
Craig Campbell was a comedian?
Yeah.
He
lives in Europe now. I don't know if he's a comedian anymore or not. And a guy named Tom Stade, who when you're over there, if you get to see him, hilarious. He's from Canada, but he's now in Scotland or something like that. But it's just so funny.
Okay.
And I would jump in these cars and get guest sets, and that's how I get my stage time. And so Craig got into the Montreal Comedy Festival. I followed him out there on my own dime, and somebody was late, and they needed somebody to fill in at a show at the Comedy Works. Do you remember the Comedy Works in Montreal? You did Montreal, right?
Yeah, but not really. I mean, yeah, but I just did like 1 or 2 shows. I didn't do Montreal. There was a tiny little
bar above a bar.
Oh, I do know that. I mean, across the street was another bar that I hung out with Lunel at.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah. So I went on stage. I filled in for somebody, and he seen me there, and that's when he said, "Hey, if you're in New York, I'll put you on stage." And I took. Yeah. So it just kind of
that's like an example of how the hustle works.
But
like if you just are willing to get on stage any fucking time, just go. Yeah, I want to go on.
Right. It's kind of it's a little bit of and I think you'll believe this too. It's a little bit of drive, but a little bit of just being innocent. Like, oh, I just do this. I should do this, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, being naive, right? So
I think the naivete is like the most beautiful thing you can have.
Yeah.
Because you just go like, yeah.
This business tries to crush it, but you should.
Yeah. It's the same way I was saying about like you're being funny as a kid and then you try to like fit in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like right when you first get in the business, you're so ready to succeed sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden the business gets in your head and they're like it's the wrong manager or something saying
I had
like
a great great chat with Harlan Williams on his podcast about when he moved down here and his manager told him not to do any crowd work during his big shows for all the industry to come see him at the Laugh Factory, and he bombed 2 times.
Really?
And he said he sat at the back and he cried, and because he didn't follow himself, he followed his manager.
Yeah. Because
his manager was trying to make him something else, right? And that's what we get kind of trapped in. Like, you were able to stick to you. I've been able to stick to me. Tom has definitely Tom has been able to stick to him. Like the guys that are different, like, may not always succeed, but you're gonna be like noticed.
It's crazy in that I remember diverting like the times that I got a deal and then I was like, all right, or I wanted a deal. And so I was like, well, you got to have like what's your hook?
Right.
And you're like, I'm a party animal.
I'm a mom.
Yeah, I'm a mom. But I remember then doing a storytelling show with DC Benny, and it was nothing you could put into anything.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't fit into any development deal, but it was so fun and it was so who I was.
Right.
And 2 of the stories made it into specials later, and just natural stories. And I was like, fuck, I think I was lost for a long time, especially when I moved out to LA. So I was trying to be Dane. Because Dane was so fucking, he was such an overwhelming presence in this business.
Yeah.
I mean, it still is, but like then it was like.
There was nothing like Dane for its ticket sales for a long time.
There was nothing like Dane.
Like, remember, like Steve Martin was kind of the first guy to sell stadiums and stuff like that. And then the next kind of guy was Dane.
Well, Dice had a run.
I guess, yeah, but
Dice,
still.
and then Dane.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember reading somewhere that Steve Martin pulled Dane aside and told him a secret. And then Dane, I was like, what's the secret? And Dane's like, well, I don't tell secrets like you do. It's a secret. I got to keep it to myself. I'm
just going to tempt you with it.
Yeah, I was like, well, motherfucker, don't tell me you have a secret. Yeah. That's not how secrets work. Yeah. You say, I have a secret, and then you can't wait to tell the person the secret.
Yeah, you got to tell them.
But Dane was like, I mean, Dane was when you talk about like when Rogan said be undeniable to me, Dane was undeniable.
Dude, I fucking did a Just for Laughs tour with him just as it was happening, and they made me follow him every night. And he was on a trajectory to the moon.
Yeah.
And I was just getting caught in the fucking flames. It was crazy. And I remember them saying to me, we know you're bombing on purpose and you're playing to the back of the room. I'm like, I am bombing because that guy is fucking on fire and you're making me go after him.
Yeah. Who was on that tour? It was
Alonzo
you?
Bowden,
Yeah.
Jim Brewer,
Yeah.
Dane Cook, and there was one other guy. There was 5 of us. And I remember I was the second closer. They'd have a break in the middle, and then I was the second closer, and I'd have to follow Dane. And I'm like, that guy. And then sure enough, by the end of Montreal, he was like selling out stadiums. And I'm like, thanks, guys.
Yeah. He would go on every night last. Every night just go on last. And it didn't matter what happened in that room.
Yeah.
The second he stepped on the stage, it was like you could feel it in the room, like, oh, here we go. This is going to be good.
He burned every piece of oxygen in the room. Like before I went on, when I went on after him. And I think I did 10 shows following him. And it was like, I had so much fun off stage, but every night I was just like puking because I had to follow this fucking insanity.
I had to follow Billy Gardell on the Jameson tour. And I remember the first night we did it, this is old Billy. He's having a Jameson and a fucking cigarette in the green room. And he comes in and he goes, I sit down, I never met him. And he's like, I'm not following that Yosemite Sam shit. I said, what? And he goes, I'm too old. I'm not going to fucking work my ass off to follow you. He goes, you fucking take your shirt off. You're fucking dancing. You're fucking high energy. He goes, you close the shows. I'll go before you. Don't worry. I'll pump the brakes for you. And I was like, okay. In my head, just naive, just going, yeah, sure. Okay. I'll go last. And
turns out he thought the gas pedal was the brakes.
It definitively was. If he wanted to, and he did it, that first time he did it, I remember going, oh, he's hitting the brakes, but he's sliding down a mountain. Like he's just careening, going, and I'm in the back at the Cincinnati Improv, Cincinnati Funny Bone, going, the old one, going like, how the fuck do I follow this? How the fuck this is impossible. And so he gets off stage, and I got so lucky that one night because I go up and I try to do something and it just isn't working. And and there was a black chick with a big afro, and she was walking in the front when she worked there. And I said, do you want to trade jobs real quick? And she said, I want to be a singer. And I went, you do? She said, yeah. And I said, well, here, you sing, I'll sell drinks. And and the room was still like changeable. I wasn't bombing yet,
right.
But you could feel I wasn't Billy Gardell.
Right.
I wasn't what they enjoyed. I was a different cocktail, and they were getting big mouthfuls of it, and they weren't enjoying it. They're like, it's gonna take. So I brought her on stage, gave her the mic, and she started singing. She could sing like a motherfucker. She started singing, I think, the national anthem or something.
No,
I don't know what the fuck she started singing, but it was a song everyone knew. She started belting it out. I started stripping to it. My shirt was already off. I did my pants around my legs. I have a boot off. I have a boot covering my junk. Billy Gardell comes on stage. He's got shots of whiskey for everyone. It's me, him, Steve Byrne, Michael, Denny Bevins, and the place going fucking nuts. She finishes the song. Billy grabs the microphone and goes, we are the Jameson Comedy Tour. Place goes nuts. I'm naked with a boot over my junk. We take the shot. He hands me the mic. He goes, you got 10 more minutes, asshole. I ate a dick. And then I was like, Billy, I don't know what your version of pumping the brakes is, but I need you to do it differently. I was like, I can't follow that.
Can you no more? Don't put more gasoline on. It's funny. There's 2 things that help me with following people. And I wish I'd known back then. Not to listen.
Yeah.
Whereas I used to listen to everybody and then go on and take all this fucking baggage with me. Like I just have bags of garbage and just take myself down a hole. And the other thing was Ralph. Do you remember Ralph?
May?
No, Ralph May. No, he was actually a black guy. This guy.
Ralph. I do know Ralph. Ralph. I do know Ralph. He did Last Comic Standing. Yeah.
Why am I blanking on him?
He had glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Ralph. Type in Ralph Last Comic Standing.
Ralph Harris.
Ralph Harris.
Ralph Harris. He said, you have
Ralph Harris was a great storyteller. Type in Ralph
great
Harris.
storyteller.
He was a great fucking storyteller.
Handsome guy too.
Yeah, good looking dude.
But he would say, because he was following me, and he goes, I have a hard time following you. But what I do is I just change the music for 5 minutes, and then I start my own music. And I was just like, it took me a long time to figure that out. And I'm like, oh, okay. So just give it a little bit to settle.
Yeah.
And then start spinning your music.
That's fucking great.
Yeah. So it was just so, I was just like, you may be telling me what you're doing, but you just taught me a ton of shit. So
I love when you hear like advice like that from a comic, where that like that's really great advice. I remember hearing one comic go, you know what I like to do? I like to start with my closer. When I was working on stuff, and I was like, good call. And I started my closer, and it didn't work. And I
they had nowhere to go.
I guess they got to get to know me before they like me,
right? Also, you think
so I do beat my wife.
Also, how shitty was his closer? That he could follow it.
Yeah, how bad was his closer that he's like doing an hour after it? Yeah,
no problems.
Oh fuck. Hey, tell everyone where they can find everything you have.
IanBagg.com.
Two G's.
2 G's. Ian Bagg on the old Instagram, which is my favorite. Ian Bagg on Twitter, which nobody follows me at. Can I tell a story? I could tell you.
Please.
So here's a funny Twitter story. So
Okay.
last Christmas, I am at the Comedy Works at the South Club.
Yeah.
Do you know that club?
Yeah. The South Club is the
Like the theater,
not the downtown
theater looking one.
Oh, I've never been there.
Okay, well, they have a bar out front, right?
Okay.
And it was pretty COVID-y still. So I was just kind of hanging out front because I didn't want to get it 5 times like you. And so I'm sitting out front, and there's a bunch of comics in the green room. I'm sitting out front in the bar, and at the bar is the bartender and a lady that doesn't have her COVID card, so she can't get in. And she says, how's the show this week? And he goes, like that, right? Which makes me laugh, right? So I'm just sitting there, and then she's about to leave, and he goes, hey, come back in January. That's when the good comics start coming back, right? And so I laugh even harder because I think, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm like, do I tell it on stage or do I tweet about it? I'm like, nobody will get in trouble if I tweet about it.
Yeah.
Because nobody follows me, right?
Yeah.
So I tweet, going to be a great week. The bartender told a lady, come back in January. That's when the good comics are here, right? So go on stage, don't think anything of it, come off stage. And he comes up to me and he goes, hey, you're really funny. And I go, maybe I'll be back in January sometime, right? So the next day I come back, and the management calls me over, and they go, hey, we found out about your tweet, and we just want to let you know we fired that bartender. And I'm like, I don't want anybody fired. They're like, well, we had to get rid of him. Why'd you fire him? Well, I'm here. He's going to blame me for it. Like, well, it's on tape. We actually have audio on our recordings. We could hear it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, yeah, but still, it's going to get blamed on me. So I go on stage. Saturday night, late show. I'm sitting in the exact same spot. This waitress comes over to me. She goes, hi, Ian. I go, hi. She goes, I just want to let you know you had my husband fired. And I'm like, no, I didn't have anybody fired. I didn't want anybody fired. And I gave her all my merch money. I'm like, here's merch money because it's Christmas. You guys probably need money. And then he'll find something after Christmas, right? And they're hiring here, right?
And they're hiring here.
So
I hear they bring the good bartenders back in January.
Yeah. So she walks away, and the management comes over. Hey, don't worry, we're gonna fire her. And I'm like, and I go, no, you can't fire her. You can't fire her. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want anybody fired. Please don't fire anybody. So I go, okay. So now cut to a night before Christmas. I get a request on my Instagram, and it just leads with, I hope you're happy. You got my wife fired too. And I just got everybody fired that way. It was just, and I'm like, I didn't want anybody fired. It was horrible.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks, but
It sucks, but it was just so bizarre.
shit.
So I went back this Christmas, and they're like, ooh, who's going to get fired?
No one talked to Ian.
Yeah, basically.
He's worse than COVID. You lose your job.
You don't get your job back after you.
Stay 6 feet away from Ian. I remember one time going to a club, and they were like, I said, how was Ian? And they go, I gotta be honest with you. kind of a dick. And I went, why? And they go, he didn't try to fuck any of the waitresses. And I go, that's the thing. You're not supposed to fuck the waitresses. And they go, well, I go, do I try to do that? And they go, but you're married. He's not married.
That's
The other
fine.
guys come in and they try to hook up with us. And I go, he just said in the green room. And I was like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to fucking do. You're not supposed to fuck the wait staff. Oh, fuck. All right, let's do this again in March.
I'm in.
All right.